beloved earth and her many forms and beings. Blessed be.
Blessed be.
Thank you, healers. We have limited time during the service for healing, so if you didn't have an opportunity to sit in a healing chair, please know that our healers make themselves available after the service if you have need. And now I'd like to introduce Louis Gates, our speaker. Thank you.
Usually I do this whole thing, my whole website is starts doing it. About 20 minutes later they go, oh, here's Bob. What I want to do is I want to speak today a little bit about fear, the vibration of fear in an individual's life that deals with mediumship, deals with how we deal with it. I'll tell a little story my father used to say in church years ago. There was this gentleman who fell off his roof and he broke his arm. And his wife Ethel was there. She came up, got him to the hospital. Then he woke up, he looked at her and said, Ethel, when I fell off the tractor, you were there. Ethel, when I fell off the tractor, you were there. When I fell off the roof, you were there, Ethel. Now you were just there when I broke my arm. Ethel, you're bad luck. So, we think of things in our life as bad. Things happen to us in our life. But a lot of times when things happen to us in our lives, what if that vibration was just to get us to say, why, Spirit, is this happening? What do I have to do to move forward? What we do is we look at it, we indwell it within our being and say, oh, this is terrible, this is terrible, this is terrible. And we keep allowing that to be terrible within our vibration. We allow that fear to take in, that fear within our being. So if we allow ourselves just to ask Spirit, what do I have to learn from this event? What do I have to learn? Because we're all going through that learning experience in our lives. And when it comes down to mediumship and working with mediumship and teaching mediumship, mediumship is a connection to your higher self, but it actually is a connection to your inner being. So you have to be connected with you. And I tell people when they do mediumship, when they're working with mediumship, they should, when they breathe and they close their eyes, they breathe through your third eye. Act as if you're breathing through here. Because whether you want to do anything else with mediumship, you want to open your pineal gland, your hypothalamus. You want to open this at the top of your head. So you breathe as if you're breathing through here, allowing it to drop down into your being. Because I go to a lot of places and people go, breathe in there, hold it in your lungs, and breathe out into the spirit world, all the negativity. While your breath is only going to go to here, and the next breath you take is all that negativity, you just breathe out. So you're always breathing out positive. You see yourself as positive energy. You're breathing in God's source, you're touching the Christ spirit within, and you're breathing out positive energy back into the spirit world. So if you see yourself as positive, then you don't see yourself as negative. There is something negative or something wrong with you. So when you breathe, do that. I always laugh too, and I have to do this. I'm here the first time, but when I look at people, I said, you're never in an open forum. Put your hands up. But you can, but you should put your hands down or put them together when you meditate in an open area. Because you don't know what's really in the area that you're meditating. If you're in your private space, then hands up. But when you're in a space where you don't know, you know all the people here, but you're in a place you don't know, put your hands down on your legs or put your hands together. So that protects you from energy being exposed to you. So just very basic in a situation. Because I want you to be safe when you're out there doing mediumship, working with spirit, and connecting to the spirit world. You have to find these balances within your being. But I've just been doing it since I've been 5, so it's been a little journey that I've had in my life doing mediumship. So I was reading on the stump at Lilydale at the age of 5. vibration with this is the breathing and understanding who you are when you're doing this. You have to find your guides, or your higher self, whatever you deem it to be. But remember, there are 3 guides that affect you. No matter how you work this or how you put it in motion, you have that gatekeeper, that guide that allows everybody else in to talk to you. You allow the physician to take care of your health, your well-being, the vibration with you. And then the alchemist is the one that actually creates things for you. You should actually be in some kind of connection to those 3 within your vibration. Have some kind of connection with them. And you might say, well, Lois, I don't see it. Well, when you go to bed tonight, or you're sitting at the side of the bed, and your feet are on the floor, state to your guides that I'd like to meet some of you, and I'd like to remember the dream. And then go to sleep. Because we all travel at night, so you might as well set the dream state as you move into the dream state. While your feet are still on the floor, not after you lift your legs up and you start going to sleep, it's while your feet are still on the floor. Ask to speak to them. And they will follow you in a dream state. You'll see them. You'll have a strong connection to them. You will. So the question is tell them what you want. Because they think they know what you want, but it has to go through all your filters. By the time you ask for something, it gets here. By the time it gets out of here, Spirit has no idea what you're looking for. I've always learned in my life that in the beginning there was the word, the sound, the word. So if you say it out loud, sound, word, you keep it all internal inside, Spirit, they don't know. But sound it out. Say something to Spirit out loud. You want to be healthy, you want to have all this stuff in your life, then you should personally do the I ams in your life. I am healthy, I am wealthy, I am abundant, I am this, I am. Not I will be, I am now. I'm at this moment. My guide discern tells me the best thing for Spirit is to just get quiet, close your eyes and say to Spirit, is there anything I'm missing, anything I should be looking for or putting in motion at this point in my life? Could you please show me? We should do that. We should ask Spirit, say, is there anything, I think I got everything, I think I'm moving in the right direction, but if there's something I'm missing, could you show that to me? So I get a good idea that I missed it, and I'll try to find it. But if we don't, we'll just wander on down the path. Every one of us are on the path. We do not get off the path until we allow ourselves to be pulled off the path. Spirit keeps us pretty close to the path. It's only when we fight Spirit and move through Spirit and fall off the path. And remember, Spirit does not jump off the hill to save you. They have special little 3-legged stools. They pop out, they sit down, they wait for you to climb out. They dust you off. They don't jump after you. Once you make that mistake, you go, Spirit says, well, we warned you. We told you. We told it wasn't good. But we have to realize that mediumship has all these endeavors with it. Whether it's automatic writing, whether it's healing, whatever endeavor you do, you are working in your spiritual work. So you have to find what that key little connection to you is. What works for your being, what works for your connection for you. When I was doing work years ago, when I was a kid, I attended I probably have been over 1,000 seances. And working with Spirit in seances is a lot different than just talking to them through mediumship. I've been in seances where trumpets have come through the room. I was in a seance when my father's ring was cremated with him, and when I sat in the seance, his ring came out of the trumpet and dropped in my hand. I've had angels appear in the room full-bodied and walk through the room and shake people's hands. I've had apports dropping things into the room, money, prosperity, trees, flowers, all kinds of things being dropped into the room. So I've been into a lot of seances that there have been apports and different things. So it's just, with seances, it's more of a commitment. You guys are up here in Maine. It's cold up here. You guys don't have too much to do in the winter because, my God, it's too cold to go outside. So So you should set up a weekly class that everybody, that people pick a group of people that just want to sit and seance for 8 weeks. What happens with that is wood chairs work better, but if you have the metal chairs, we can do that. But what you do is you take the chair, you turn it wherever the person's gonna sit. When everybody closes the first night, you take the chairs and you put underneath the chair the person's name. So when they come back the next week, or the next time you have a meeting, they will sit in the exact same chair they sat in before. So you build a repertoire with that for 8 weeks. They're looking for repetition. So you take a picture of the space that you're going to do the thing in. You probably might not see that many orbs, might not see, but wait about 3 weeks after you make an appointment with spirit, and there'll be orbs and lights, all kinds of things in that space. It takes about 8 weeks. The reason it's 8 weeks, it's 8 weeks until you're allowed to allow other people into the circle. Once the circle is set, it's 8 weeks, and the people that are part of the circle are the ones who decide who comes into the circle, not the person putting it on. The group does. The group says that person can come into the circle now. But it's this question of repetition, working with it. In meditation, I meditate every day. I don't miss a day. Every day at the same time, I sit in meditation. I sit. I make an appointment with them so that they can speak to me. I really like spirit speaking to me. But when the seances are going on, it's this quiet time. It's like watching. People, I love it. I'm going to give you a little thing. People put trumpets on tables. Then people touch the table. The table starts to rock. The trumpet falls over and they go, oh my God, trumpets, the people are moving the trumpet. No, they're not. Table move. What you do is you set the trumpet out in the middle of the room. And everybody sits around the trumpet and allows spirit to touch or move the trumpet. Nobody touches the trumpet. He doesn't sit on the table. He does sit on the table. No one's touching the table. No one's messing with it. It just sits. And if you have tarot cards, or you have cards you have things you use for your spiritual work, you should keep them covered. You have a tipping table, keep it covered. If you have tarot cards, keep them covered. Anything spiritual that you're using for your spiritual work should be covered. So what happens is you're putting energy into it. You leave it open, the space, the energy will dissipate itself. Keep it covered, it keeps the energy into the thing. Keeps the energy into the output. Keeping all my table, I have like 4 tipping tables, all of them are covered. They all have a cover on them to keep the energy into the table. Same thing with my tarot cards. I keep a deck for me, a deck for public. Public people do not touch my private deck. It's mine. But you keep a deck for public, for them to use. They can touch it all they want. They just don't touch the one I use for my own personal stuff. I have cards that back from my grandmother had regular playing cards, and she printed on all the cards exactly what the sayings were on both sides, no matter how the card turns out, you're the same. And she printed them on every single card, so when you do these cards, they're the same on each of the cards that she did on each of the cards. That's my personal deck from my grandmother. But I have other decks I use, but when I go out in public, can't do it in the spiritual scam, they won't let me, but when I'm in public, I can do tarot quite well. But the question with that is you find what you do well and do that. And work at that and the other stuff will come. When I was a child, I was clairvoyant, objective clairvoyant. So I see people in spirit like I see you. I didn't have them talking to me. I just saw them. Saw their mouths moving, didn't hear them. But eventually, I started to hear them. Then I started to smell. I started to smell roses and smoke and different things. I started that. And then clairsentient, I got to sense them now when they started coming. So it took me time to get all of the gifts. All of the gifts came, but it's through me working at them to make them come. So if you have a gift, if you if you want to be clairvoyant here, but you're clairsentient, you keep doing, you have to work clairsentient first. Have to work that, that's your gift. Then the spirit guides will give you the rest of it, but you have to work the first gift first, make everything else fall into place. It's just that's the key of how it all plays into motion. Some people don't believe in guides, so they believe in their higher self, and that's okay. The guides will still be there to help you. They'll still be there to guide you down the path. But believe how you personally are taught and believe how your belief system is, and do that. Don't have anybody tell you that you have to walk this way to make that happen in your life. You only walk the way you're supposed to walk, the way you feel the best about it. Because if you do something somebody tells you to do, and you don't like it, and they won't let you do anything else, you'll just stop your spiritual work. You'll just stop. You're done. I'm done with this. Because I'm not going to do that. Do what you feel like you're going to do. Do that. Because I do trance with Lucerne. I do trance with Lucerne and my guides. But that took years to do channeling and trance. You just don't let somebody jump in. You don't let them jump in. You have to discern before you allow them to take control of the vibration. But you have this tools, this love. Spirit wants to talk to you. They want to have that conversation. They do. They want to sit down with you and have a conversation with you. But we're so busy, we don't get a chance to do that. But when I was 18 years old, I kind of went to a large seance, and this little girl walked through the wall, walked all the way through all of us, and came all the way back to me and said, "Good morning, Lou. How are you today?" And then she dissipated. But she came but everybody saw her. And that was the first time when I was doing vision that people saw what I saw. They saw what I saw. And that was good. I said, oh, I like seances because people get to see what I see in the vibration. And then I spent a lot of time with hospice, working with people that are dying. Everybody dies differently. How they receive and move to the spirit world is quite different than anybody else. I've had people pull through the wall. I've had people usher out through the windows. But the best one I've ever had in my life is it's happened in quite a few bedrooms that I've sat in, is 3 people will come, all dressed in black. And they will sit at the bottom of the bed, and they will read out of these books. They are black lettered books with a star and a moon, and they have it all going on in the book, and they read out of these black lettered books. Now, when 2 of them leave, I know the person in bed is getting ready to go, because 1 will move around and sit next to them, but 2 will leave. And pretty soon, the person's spirit will step up, and the other person will guide them out the door. That's happened so many times that I know that there must be some kind of care, somebody that comes for people that don't have a lot of people to come for them. Must be somebody that comes for them. So that has happened quite a bit. I've never had anybody go in some kind of place that isn't kosher, let's put it that way. So it's not some kind of place people go and they're put there. I've never seen that all the time. I've been doing spiritual work, I've never seen that. So you have to realize that you are going to end up at some point, some time in our lives, we're going to end up in the spirit world. But it's what we're thinking at the end of our life. What we're thinking, what we have connected in our being is where we're going to go in the spirit world. I spoke this morning over at the other church, but the question is when you get to the spirit world, we all get to the same entry point. There's different turnstiles going up and down the road. And I've seen those. So it's according to at what turnstile do you get to? That as you move into the spirit world. There are places there that angels and guides and loved ones nurture you until you come, as my guide says, come to your senses and decide to move forward. But you're always nurtured with if you aren't ready to venture into the spirit world. It might take you 50, 60 years in that space to get enough vibration within yourself to move to a higher consciousness. But we all get to that space in the spirit world. We all go there, but at just different levels. I said when I was really ill, when I had breathing problems and all kinds of stuff when I was young, I told my guys, I said, you need to help me. This is crazy. So I ended up out of my body in some kind of Amazon forest. And this large teak hut was out ahead. And a guy ushered me in, and these three guys, I can still picture them, mixing this concoction in front of me. And my guy said, just drink it. Don't taste it, just drink it. So they mixed it, gave it to me, I drank it, and I came out from that thing, and I woke up. When I came back into my body, I was perfectly healed. Now, that was me telling them, you need to do this. I have a thing with my guides. If I've signed a contract, and this is what I chose, then you should show it to me. I want to see my signature. It should be there. They haven't shown me a contract yet, so they didn't sign one. So, I can make my own contract. I can talk to them, have a conversation, be healthy. I always explain to people, I've got muscular dystrophy and polio. I was supposed to be dead when I was sick. I was supposed to be dead when I was young. I spent from 6 years old all the way to the age of 13 in a wheelchair. I'm not my contract. See, and we have to realize that sometimes it's not our contract, not our vibration within our lives to do that. Unless we take it out and we feed it, like I said, fear, like, oh my God, I'm going to be sick, I'm going to be ill, I'm going to be sick. Well, you'll be sick. Well, I'll never have any money. Poof, not going to have any money. See, it's when you tell yourself, you continually explain to yourself. And I have people that do that a lot. Explain to themselves how bad it is. No matter how bad it is, something's good. Something's positive. You got up this morning. Did anybody have to dress you? Well, that's a positive note. Nobody dressed you this morning. Did anybody have to drive you here today? Probably not. They did? You at least had somebody around to drive you here. Good. Got food in the refrigerator. Don't have no money in the bank, you still got food in the refrigerator. So the question here is there's positive vibrations. It's only when we look at it negatively that we have issues with spirit. Because they say, well, that's what you want, okay, go ahead. We didn't think you needed that, but okay, go ahead. And they'll lead us down that path. It's the vibration of that. And when you're in with negative people, you allow yourself to not take the energy on. Vacate yourself from the space. If I'm in a group of people and you see me moving, that means I'm not comfortable with the space. I will move to the other side of the room. Although you can't do that, it will hurt people's feelings. What? No. It'll hurt me if I stay. So I gotta go. I'll just move along. I'll just move along the space. I won't stay there in that energy. It's not my energy to stay in. Because if you continually stay in energy that disrupts your vibration, it's going to disrupt your health. Then your health will be bad. Then hopefully you'll have people to take care of you once your health is back. Hopefully. But the question is you need to tell them now. Like, if you're healthy at this point in your life, you have pretty good health, halfway decent health, ask for perfect health now. Don't wait till you personally need it, begging for it. Ask for help now, the reason why not. Why can't you have help? Don't get down the road and have to start begging. Then your mind plays tricks on you, and you won't get that done. You have to realize that everything is a purpose from the spirit world. We are here to affect others, and they are here to affect us. It's how we affect the energy of people in the spirit world. As above, so below. So whatever you're doing today, there's probably a group in the spirit world doing the same thing. You're sending energy into the spirit world from here, as above, so below. All the things that happen in your life are because you have to cross paths with people. Oh, I have life lessons. Nonsense. Quit. Stop. Stop it. No life lessons. Quit. Most of the things that happen in your life are because you have to cross in a bad part of town. Keep your head down, keep moving, hope to God you get out without too many bruises. But sometimes we just have to go through parts of towns or parts of our life that aren't as good as they should be for us. But who says that it wasn't to affect universal mind, universal energy, or spirit world? Or to lift us up into a higher vibration. We're all learning lessons here, but what if most of the lessons in your life, you decided in the spirit world, oh, I saw a picture of Mother Teresa. I want to be Mother Teresa. And down you came. And now you're all like taking care of everyone. And you're just, oh, what did I choose? What did I choose? But sometimes you just have to say, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to be ill. I'm not going to be poor. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do this. It does work. Years ago, my wife got sick with heart. I was working 3 jobs. I was changing clothes in the car, moving from one job to the next job to the next job, just to try to pay bills. I finally told my guys, I said, and I get home, and the cars next door to me were still in the parking lot. I said, this is crazy. All these people are home sleeping, and I'm out working 3 jobs. That's crazy. I told my guy, I said, no, we're not doing this. Within a few weeks, I went down to 1 job. Then I went down to retirement. That's how spirit is. As soon as I said, no, we're not doing this. This is too much. They started moving things forward. So in your life, you should always look for the repetition. Repetition in your life. I had a lady about 3 years ago come to my office and said, I want a soulmate. I want them now. Give me somebody. I said, well, Spirit's going to work on that for you there. She said, I want somebody gray hair, blue eyes, 6 foot. I want him to have 2 kids. I want him to drive an old pickup truck. I said, you're being very specific. I said, look for that. So she said, well, I don't think they're going to come, but we'll see. And she started heading home, and she got lost in the Ocala National Forest on her way back to town. So her car breaks down. Who pulls up behind her? Old pickup. 2 blonde-haired kids. Gray-haired man, blue eyes. And he's walking towards her car, and she's on the phone with me going, is he the one? Is he the one? Hello? Is he the one here? It's the signs in your life. I've had people, I told her lady, I said, look for roses. There's roses, all in your vibration. She said, well, I'm looking for a house. I don't know where I should buy a house. I said, they got roses all over here. They're hitting you with them. Within a few days, the realtor called her and said, I have a house for sale for you, dear. It's on Rose Lane. It's just these signs. If we just watch and see what's appearing in our lives ahead of us, especially repetitions. You drive home today, and something just keeps getting your attention. It keeps passing you, gets your attention. Keep track of that. Especially if it's repetitious, 3 or more times in your vibration. If you have that in your vibration, then you just watch. We have trouble watching anymore. We're too busy. Down we go. But if we just sit and watch, or just ask them, is there anything I need to do, anything I need to put in motion or achieve at this moment in my life, could you please show me? And then have them show you. Because we're all supposed to have a pleasant journey here. My life is very pleasant. And I keep it that way. I keep the negative people at bay. I know where to hide the bodies. So I know how to keep a lot of stuff. Because I have lived in spiritualist camps and around spiritualist camps most of my life. spiritualist camps are like bees, and someone has stolen their hive. And they're all buzzing all over the place. I go here, I go Lilydale, I go somewhere else. So really, every camp. I mean, that's awesome. But you just stay out of the mix. You just kind of stay out of the mix. You live